Okay.
I saw this in my recommended. This is by the infamous Professor Lando. It is Umamusume and Horse Girls Explained. I would love to see his perspective on this. Let's take a look.
Right, students, take a seat. My name is Professor Lando, and in today's lecture, we're going to be talking about horse girls.
Okay. Clopponomics.
As the name suggests, a horse girl is
University of Ligma. He's got really good credentials. Ligma University, I see.
part horse and part girl. But what do we mean by that?
True.
Well, let's break this down so you have a firm grasp of what we're talking about. We can start with some examples.
Okay.
Recently, we've seen the rise in popularity of a piece of media called
Dude, he draws so well. Does he just do this in one shot?
Umamusume, which is a series and game wherein real-life racehorses are personified.
Yo, he's really good. Actually, I think I remember seeing him do like not a drawing stream, but like a video about drawing. So yeah, he's really good at drawing.
As humanoid anime girls who still race like a racehorse, but they also sing and dance as well. And interestingly enough, this is not the first time in human history where a fictionalized piece of media depicting horse girls has become immensely popular with
No, don't say it. Don't do it. Don't say it.
the public. Of course, I'm talking about My Little Pony: Friendship is Magic.
I don't even know what to say, dude. I don't know. Oh, I don't know. I don't get My Little Pony. I mean, I've heard people say it's just genuinely a good show. I can't. I could never get into it.
Which is a cartoon franchise featuring talking horse girls or horse-like creatures like unicorns that, although initially marketed towards children, has found itself uniquely popular with an adult audience who vary in their degree of suspicion.
Is there any overlap actually between Umamusume and like bronies, like My Little Pony fans? Is there actually any overlap? Chat, type 1 if you're into Umamusume and My Little Pony. Type 1.
Intent. And it should be noted that these individual adults who find themselves particularly interested in My Little Pony are often referred to by others and themselves as bronies. Now, the enthusiasm
ban everyone that types 1.
For horse girls in such a manner is so widespread that there is even unique vocabulary that has found its way into the lexicon of the everyday man associated with desire of horse girls. And that word is clopping, which is a verb that refers to pleasuring oneself or otherwise engaging in an indulgent way to media of My Little Pony.
Is that really a thing? Is that really a thing? I would have thought it would be like a word for having sex, but then like at the same time, I mean, I guess I understand.
And it should be noted
like you're clopping cheeks. You know what I mean?
The word clopping comes from the onomatopoeia of a horse's hooves, clopping. And the fact that this has found its way into the vernacular of the people really highlights how much this enthusiasm is widespread and is in fact not a one-off niche thing on the internet. And surprisingly, this is not the last example of fictionalized horse girls being popular in modern times.
Really?
Very recently, there was an online obsession with something.
What the fuck is this? I can't even guess what this is. It kind of looks like a Twitch emote, but then
called the horse race tests, which were a series of race.
I've never seen this in my life. I've never seen this in my life. What the fuck is this? What? I played a lot of Flash games growing up. I've never seen this or heard of this in my life. What is this?
Simulations ran on twitter.com featuring these blob-like characters that represented horses. And in line with the premise of this lecture, people online fell absolutely in love and became obsessed with these blob characters. Now, before we delve deeper, you students must be wondering, Professor Lando, those examples you went over are very different kinds of horse girls. And
Yeah.
you might not be sure what counts as a horse girl.
I don't even think they'd be considered girls. They're just blobs. They don't even have 4 legs.
And what doesn't. So let's go over a very easy visual scale for reference. So here we have a visual representation of the horse-girl scale, which you can reference to.
Okay. The centaur is the midpoint? I feel like the centaur... I guess so. Is that Northern Lion? Bro, that's Northern Lion.
Determine what kind of horse girl you might be encountering. So here on the
he's
far
really good at
end, we
drawing.
have a horse that is just a literal horse, an animal.
Yeah.
Moving on, we have My Little Pony, which is, for all extensive purposes, physically a horse
Ban
or some
them.
sort of horse-like creature, but
Ban them all.
with human intelligence or otherwise some intangible human traits.
No.
And then moving forward even more, we have something along the lines of a 50-50 split, represented by a centaur, which is
When are we gonna get centaur girls? When are we gonna get centaur girls, chat? I know there's Monster Musume, but I don't think I even see a lot of centaurs in there.
of course, most of you would know, half human, half horse, and commonly the horse part being the bottom part, and the human part being the top. And then we have horse girls like the Umamusume characters that are pretty much just human, with some very minor horse-like physical qualities like the ears and the tail, with most of the horse-like traits being intangible ones like their origins and their actions like horse racing. And then on the far end of the opposite side, you have something that is not a horse.
Very true.
This is human. And so what we have here is a scaling representation of horse girls and their varying degrees of horsiness. And in tandem with this visual horse girl scale, we can overlay a
thank you
different
for
scale
that.
to come to a
Yo, what up, Genocide? I love horse girls. Well, we're learning so much about them. Did you know My Little
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
My Little Pony counts as horse girls?
conclusion about something very
It's on
important
the
in this classroom.
It's on the spectrum.
So what we are going to overlay on top of the horse girl visual
The goon ethicality. Listen, bro, I just slipped. My Little Pony. Listen, my English isn't my first language.
scale is the scale of ascending goon ethicality, where you have here on the far end unacceptable goonage being acceptable
The
from
Freudian
the mainstream
slip.
public at the very least. And as we move along, the ethicality and acceptance of the goonage taking place increases to the far end over here, which would be acceptable. So as you can see,
not good.
as we move forward with horses being largely unacceptable, I believe illegal actually, as we move forward into the fictional realm and varying degrees of horsage being added to the character, we have increasing.
So like, gooning to centaurs is like ethically neutral, is what I'm gathering from this.
Acceptance, or at the very least, ethicality of goonage. Most scholars would agree that the previous model is a little outdated for the purpose of analyzing the distribution of horse girl-ness. And in recent times, we've developed a new diagram to help properly describe the distribution.
Okay.
So this is going to be
Some
a
recent
Venn diagram
developments.
model of the horse-girl distribution. So just like the previous diagram, here on the far end, we are going to have horses. And on the opposite side of the spectrum,
Okay.
we're going to have humans. Now,
Yeah.
the previous diagram assumes a linear distribution when
Right.
it comes to horse to human ratio. But
You gotta think of it like a graph.
like I said, the nuance here proves to be a more complex model. So when you have horses here and you think of, at the very least, the physical qualities of something like My Little Pony, the overlap of physical qualities of My Little Pony characters and literal horses is going to be much closer to one another than
Yeah, this is not very representative. They need to be like very, very close, like an eclipse. You know what I mean?
things on the opposite end of the spectrum, like Umamusume, which is going to be much more similar to a human than it is going to be close to My Little Pony or literal horses.
I feel like I see where this is going.
And in the
I don't like it.
middle, and similar to the previous diagram, we're going to have a category that much better overlaps as many horse girl categories as possible, and we believe that this diagram is the best representation for it. Of course, we are talking about centaurs, which have a little bit of everything. Did I spell that right?
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I did not. A-U.
Yeah,
Centaurs, which is going to overlap a little bit with My Little Pony, overlap a little bit with actual
Not at all with humans though. Not at all with humans, right? Do centaurs have horse ears?
horses, and definitely leans into more human qualities, of course, being centaur half and half, and sharing a little bit of the traits of something like Umamusume characters. And again, that is going to be centaurs right there. In short, people really like horse girls. And for some reason or another, our civilization seems to be drawn to depicting these horses in media like Umamusume, My Little Pony, and the horse race tests, not to mention the slew of lesser horse girl media out there. Now the question is, why?
There's lesser? There's more?
As we've touched on, people largely enjoy horse girls
Is that a Weiss Schwartz card of Astolfo?
as a form of
Oh, there's a lot of Astolfo.
entertainment, but there are those that enjoy it in a more academic and explicit manner. And some of you new students here in the classroom might be wondering, Professor Lando, there's no way that people enjoy horse girls in such a way. And to answer this and lay the foundation of our lecture here today, I went to the archival department here at the Ligma University.
He did the research.
Get something. Let me show you this.
He compiled a note. Oh,
So these are the search results on a particular archival
bro printed it out.
website for My Little Pony. And as you can see here, there are exactly 257,518 results as of the recording of this lecture for My Little Pony, particularly.
I might have missed something, but if this is what I think it is, this is demonic.
So it goes without saying that My Little Pony, just a small subsection of horse girls, is quite popular. And I think we can come to the conclusion that horse girls in general are viewed in such a light. So the question is, why? Why horse girls specifically?
True.
After all, there are plenty of animal-like humanoid characters like cat girls, as well as
Not as good.
dog girls.
Inferior. Oh, that's good. Wait. Wow. Those are pretty good. Oh, that's cute too that he's drawing them.
And with these archetypes of characters, yes, people do find them particularly enticing to varying degrees, but we do not see
Yeah, if you guys don't know, it's Korone and Okayu. Nekomada? Is that her last name? Okayu and Korone.
the same level of enthusiasm we see with horse girls. You know, there is no cat girl fantasia video game that everyone is playing and posting about on Twitter. There is no dog girl wolves galore cartoon show that people have been watching for the past years and years and years.
True.
No, that is reserved for horse girls particularly.
Yes.
So I want to answer the question, why? What is it about horse girls particularly that grips the audiences so?
They're just cooler, they're faster, they're stronger, they're just built different.
Students, if you're anything like me, you have a lot of academic research to do throughout your day, a lot of hard work, educating the masses, of course, and I often find myself tired, needing a little boost, and something to quench my thirst.
Oh.
Well, today's sponsor is Gamer Subs.
Oh.
Featuring a plethora of wonderful flavors like anime girl thighs, as well as unique collaborations like this one with JoJo Stone Ocean.
Wow.
Gamer Subs is a keto-friendly and sugar-free
You
drink
don't
mix
say.
to help give you a little boost throughout your day, wet your palate, and most importantly,
He's got blowhole blast in that cup.
some anime
I know, because it's like the same exact fucking color that I have.
girls to look at.
He did that all in one take, totally.
So good, you can use the code LANDO or click the link down below for 10% off your purchase of
It is keto friendly. It is apparently keto friendly. I'm not doing keto, but it is apparently keto friendly. They got nootropics in it and antioxidants. Very, very good stuff. Very, very good stuff. No sugar. No sugar. Anyway.
any of GamerSup's unique products. Thank you to GamerSups for sponsoring this video, and let's get back to our lecture.
Add on ad.
I do think that the answer is clear to why we are so attracted to horse girls, and that is because horses are useful. Throughout history, we have used
dogs and cats are useless. That's very, very true.
horses in a multitude of ways to enhance our lives as a society. And I believe that this has been ingrained in our DNA, into our genes, as we have evolved beside one another. More than pets or simple companions, horses have become associated with our survival. And this is what has compelled us, even in modern times, to be so obsessed with horse girls. And so we can extrapolate this data to come to a conclusion about why horse girls are more popular than other animal pseudo-humans.
Dogs literally have jobs, but horses have more jobs, and horses are cooler, and they're faster, and they're bigger. They're bigger dogs. They're bigger than dogs.
Humanoid characters like cat girls and dog girls. And of course, as with many things, I have a diagram for this. Okay, so here we have a diagram of the amount of desire that people have for the anthro character of the respective animals, being cat girls.
What are we quantifying? How are we quantifying desire? What are we talking about?
Dog girls, cow girls, and of course, horse girls.
I don't know if I don't know many cowgirls.
And over here we have usefulness, as in at the bottom being not particularly useful as an animal, and here at the top being extremely useful to humans. So let's start here at the bottom. I think it's a common understanding that dogs are historically more useful than cats. They have served as service animals as well as hunted alongside humans
I agree with this.
For hundreds of years. And the conclusion we can draw is that dog girls are markedly more desirable than cat girls. Although the
I don't know about I don't know. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. I think the cow stuff is like not rightly placed. And I feel like it might be an inverse. Like an inverse relationship. I think people really like cat girls. I think you would probably draw this graph in a different way, right? You'd probably start the line here and go down here. Right? Yeah, cat girls are like the most desirable, but like the least useful.
margin is close. We can look at popular media to come to this conclusion.
I don't know, I might have to like write a counter thesis to this.
There are a plethora of dog-like characters, like the wolf guy from Zenless Zone Zero, Blythe from Elden Ring, the wolf from Bad Guys. There are plenty of examples of canine-like characters that are consistently popular in modern media. So moving on, we have...
I guess. No, I mean, he makes a point. He does make a point.
Cows and cowgirls.
There are a lot more, like, girl gooners these days. And, like, they really do like the dog boys.
I think it goes without saying that cows are immensely more useful than dogs and, of course, cats. We eat them as food product, eating their steak, their meat, and drinking their sweet, delicious milk. And we've also used them as beasts of burden. They've pulled our wagons and farming equipment for generations. Yeah. And due to this immense usefulness, we see very often the marks, the traits of cows and cowgirls being very popular and enticing in modern media.
I don't see cowgirls that much. I don't. You might want to read the YouTube AI summary. Viewers in the chat are discussing the appeal of cowgirls and catgirls, often in a suggestive and humorous context. Some are debating the merits of different girl types and making references to related topics. See, I think though what that indicates is that I don't see cowgirls being discussed that much.
Of course, I am talking about the infamous cowkini.
Yes.
The visage of a cowgirl has been almost associated with lustfulness and a sense of almost primal desire. And not only that, the association of desire and lust and cowgirls goes so hand in hand that we've created a euphemism for an explicit act called milking. Milking, or the act of being milked, as a euphemism, is an incredibly popular joke and practice in modern times as well.
Yep.
And so you might be thinking, Professor Lando, it seems cows are incredibly useful and that desire for cows is extremely high.
I don't think so. Am I crazy? I don't like what's like the most popular like I don't know. I've never really seen or heard of cowgirls before.
What makes horses even
You're crazy?
more
Am I?
desirable and even more useful than cows? And while that might seem true at first glance, people often overlook one key trait about horse girls.
I mean, yes, cowkinis. Amaranth is not a cowgirl. Stop.
That sets them apart from the rest. And that trait is that
Nadamaya is like the only cowgirl I know that exists. That's it. But that's like literally it. Nadamaya is like the only one. Toriel, Undertale, bro, you need Jesus. You need chat. No, no. You need actual Jesus. No shot. There's no shot you fucking named Toriel. Holy fuck.
horse girls have big, huge hearts. They are very loving creatures. Horses have served as loyal companions for all of human history, and they have such
I should not have
big
even
hearts.
read that. Wait,
And of
what?
course, thank you to our Patreon supporters and to these students here in detention for supporting me and my studies here at Ligma University. If you want to learn more, be sure to check out some more of my lectures and videos. Thank you very much.
Bro, no. I'm telling you, it's totally like it's totally wrong, okay? It's totally wrong. This is not it. It needs to be the other way around.
Okay, so here we have a diagram.
Okay. It needs to be the other way around. Clearly, it is not this. It is this. Okay? It's an inverse. And actually, just get rid of this. Just get rid of this shit, like, altogether. That doesn't even belong. I don't know who the fuck is doing it, like, jorking it to fucking cowgirls, but that's not happening. Okay? It's not happening. It's totally opposite. We gotta, like, gather evidence and write a different paper. I don't know. The Ligma University has fallen very, very much from whatever reputation they've had in the past. That I don't trust this. I don't trust this as far as I can throw it. Anyway, that was a very interesting lecture. Ligma University.